This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk through this 2011 Slingshot made by CrossRoads. Okay, I'm on the door side of the trailer. So you have a rear entry door here that goes right into the bathroom. Scissor type stabilizers. This is your outside of your water heater. The switches to operate it are inside. I'll show you that when we get inside. But right here, this is where the drain plug goes right here, and this is the drain plug. Okay, and this is a pressure release valve here. Never release the pressure or pull the plug unless it's cooled down. You don't want to scald yourself or worse. So make sure you let it cool down before you do anything like that to it. All right, so you got outside speakers. You've got a manual awning. This panel here is just the service panel for your refrigerator. All right. Okay. So you have your crank and your sewer hose and an adapter. Two full 20-pound LP tanks and a brand new deep cycle marine battery. This is your water connections here. This is the most common one you'll use. It's the city water hookup. So you just basically put the hose on here, turn it on, and you're all set, ready to go. Now, if you happen to go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, it's more rustic or older, you can fill your fresh water tank right here and use the onboard pump to pump the water. So either way, you can use your plumbing. You just have to plan ahead a little bit if you don't have city water on the campsite, okay? You've got a slide out. This happens to be called, this model is a Schwintek, just so you know. It's made by Lippert now, or owned by Lippert now, but it's still referred to as a Schwintek. Outside shower, that is the vent for your range hood right there. If you're going to run the range hood fan, there's little tabs here. Open those up so this baffle flaps freely if you're going to be exhausting to the outside, okay? Otherwise you keep it shut. You got a 30-foot 30-amp cord with a 15-amp adapter so you can plug it in at home. These are your dump valves, of course. You've got your gray tank valve and your black tank valve. So you put your hose on here. You'll dump the black first, which is toilet water and waste. Then you'll pull the black one. The reason you do it in that order is because the black water, like I said, is toilet water and waste. The gray is sink and shower water. So it's cleaner, dirty water than the black water, so it'll help rinse it out. But you can leave your black tank valve open and hook your hose here, and it'll actually spray out the inside of your black tank. So that's a black tank flush to clean off your sensors and just do a better job cleaning off your tank, okay, or out your tank. You have to go on the roof every 90 days or so and inspect it. Everybody who owns a trailer should do that. Some don't, but you should always do it. It's important. So make sure you check out your seals regularly, okay? So let's go inside. Okay. So we have a monitor panel. This is your slide room power button here in. Like so. And back out. Like so. Okay. Your water pump, I told you it has an onboard water pump that you'll use to pump the fresh water tank, or you'll also use that when you're winterizing. You can light your water heater on gas or electric. Most people use electric. Remember, always check and make sure there's water in the water heater tank before you turn it on, because you don't want to dry fire it and damage it, okay? Your battery is charged, fresh water tank is empty, black water tank, gray water tank. So they graduate in 1/3 increments. Once you get past 2/3, you got to think about dumping your black and gray tank, okay? You just have a basic sound system here where it plays discs and AM, FM radio, okay? Alrighty, so this table can collapse down. Let me see where the switch is on this one. Let's see here. Right here. So you pull this and release it. There's hinges here and here. You just collapse it down. You can set it on these cleats and turn this U-shaped dinette into a bed. You can also jackknife this couch flat by grabbing it here and pulling it out and use that as a bed. Alright. You have a gas absorption refrigerator. So keep in mind you've got two buttons here, on and off. right there. Then you have this one, it says auto or gas. So right there, that's gas. Auto is what you're going to want almost always. The reason they call it auto, because it automatically searches out 110 AC. That always takes parameter, so it searches for that first. If it can't find it, then it'll search for gas and light on gas if it can. Or let's say you leave early in the morning to go exploring on a hot summer day, and an hour or so after you leave, the campground power goes off. Well, it'll automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. So you're just about always going to run it on auto. The only other thing to know about this is this device here is called a thermistor. You can see by the sticker it says the higher it goes, the cooler it is in here. So you just want to slide this up as high as you can, and till the wire's taut like it is right there. And that's how high you want to keep it, just about always. Alright, you got a thermostat, which is self-explanatory. A fan. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. And then cool, of course, is the air conditioner. And then the furnace, which is running now. Microwave works like any other microwave. Your fan and exhaust fan and light right here. Remember what I told you about the baffle on the outside. This you just spark to light, I believe, or is it, let me see here. So actually this you light with a lighter, alright, or a sparker. So keep that in mind, you just a knob for each burner. To light the oven, it doesn't look like it's ever been used, probably, that you see that all the time though. You'll just go to pilot. Well, let me show you this down here. All the way at the bottom, all the way to the back. You can't really see very well, but there's a pilot light that needs to be lit. So you need a grill lighter with a long neck. You'll turn this to pilot and depress it and hold it like that. Then you'll take your lighter and you'll light the pilot light back there. After it lights, you'll still be holding this depressed. So you keep it depressed for another, after it lights, you leave it depressed for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat it up. Then you go to operating temperature, and it'll run like an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to really light the pilot light each time you use the oven. I went a long way to tell you that, but that's the bottom line. Okay, so you have an LP gas detector here. This is just, the door on this one is broke, obviously. They just have a screw holding it shut, but this is the power converter. This converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC, so it has regular 110 AC fuses here, and then behind this clear, or this tinted plastic piece here, it has 12 volt fuses for the 12 volt side. If they ever blow, you'll actually see them glowing through this plastic. Alright. Also, when you're plugged in, this will be a battery tender. It'll always keep your battery charged if you're plugged in. Okay? Alright. Let's see here. What else have we got? Obviously, the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. Always run your vent, your ceiling vent with the shower to pull the humidity out. The toilet, the thing to know is about RV toilet is, if you don't know, is you can't run it dry or without chemicals. So before you start using it, after you pull in the campsite, you hook up your power and your water, you'll come in here, your black tank is empty, right? The black tank is directly below there. So you'll put your chemical right in here, 1 dose of whatever chemical you use. Then you'll stand on the flush pedal, and when you do, the trap opens and water will come swirling out. Basically, you're going to stand on that pedal till you put around a gallon or so of water in the black tank with the chemical. So there's no way to tell exactly what a gallon is, so just use common sense. It doesn't have to be perfect. You have to have some water and chemical in there before you use it, or otherwise the smell will be, well, you won't do it twice, let's put it that way. Okay. Alrighty. So I think I've just about covered everything. This is your emergency window here. Basically, you're just going to push this through like so, but you'll go all the way through with it, and then you'll grab a hold of this tab and pull the screen out, and you can exit that way in an emergency. Okay. All right. And then you have some storage underneath your bed also, like a foot locker. Okay. All right. So I guess that about covers it. So thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember what I said about inspecting the roof and the seals on the side. Also, remember you got to winterize it when the temperature drops below 0. So make sure you take care of that also. Thank you.